Today we'll look at a scenario where Russia forms an empire. Now, Russia's a very large country, spans across Eastern Europe through the Ural Mountains into Asia, reaching the Pacific Ocean. And for this scenario, we are going to see what would happen if Russia got more land hungry. Just to say, this is not just the Soviet Union, this is just a new empire. And let's get ready into the scenario. The first thing Russia will do is declare war on Ukraine. Now, everyone who does mapping should know about this. Russia and Ukraine are at war right now, but um, it's kind of a big oopsie for Russia. I'm just going to put up the front line. I'm pretty sure it looks something like this. So let's start from here. Let's say Russia convinces Belarus to join the war, and they do accept it. Now with a new front, Ukraine has to pull out some troops from here, which allows Russia to continue through, which allows Russia to capture majority of it. We have them Belarus pushing in. Kiev is captured soon after Ukraine's coast is taken over. And then now we have Ukraine just going to surrender. This peace treaty, we see Russia annexing everything east of the Dnieper River. So they annexed all of these lands here. And the rest of Ukraine is made like Belarus. But eventually, these two states just fall into Russian hands. And Europe is definitely not happy about this. But they ain't gonna expand anywhere else in Europe for now. They're gonna focus their eyes in the Caucasus. So we see Russia forming an alliance with Armenia and Iran. And the reason why? Because they invade Georgia and Azerbaijan. So firstly, we see Russia push from Abkhazia and South Ossetia. They capture the coast. Armenia overwhelms Azerbaijan's exclave, and then their allies push into Azerbaijan. Eventually, Russia sends troops down, cutting Azerbaijan in half. This part falls, and then soon the capture of Baku, which leads to Azerbaijan capitulating, and then we see Georgia finally falling. So let's take a look at this peace treaty. We see Armenia annexing Azerbaijan's exclave and a bit more land, and Iran gaining some, and the rest going to Russia. And now NATO probably is very mad. These guys over here. But Russia doesn't really care, as they are going to expand their alliance. They get Iraq to join, Syria to join, Lebanon to join, and that's all they invite. Now they focus their eyes back on Europe, and that task is to declare war on Moldova. And this is going to be very easy. With help from Transnistrian forces, they already roll over the nation. And then followed by annexation. And now Romania is really mad. And the thing is, Romania is in NATO. But what is Russia really going to do? Is Russia going to attack NATO? No. Not at all. So, yeah, that's all for now. They do. And in Eastern Europe, and they've decided to do something else. We have Russia declaring war on the entire Central Asia and starting the move. After this, wait, immediately off when the war started, um, Afghanistan joined the alliance, and now they are going to conquer all this land for the resources. You have the Russians sweep through from the north, and their allies already capitulating majority of it. Soon, these fronts um, block off their access to the Caspian Sea, and now these nations are isolated and are doomed to be wiped out. Now let's take a look at this. But now, um, we have another thing going on, and that is the Russia has a, and that is to get their land, and Mongolia accepts the ultimatum because they're really just not that good of a nation. Not in a, what I mean is they aren't that wealthy and rich compared to the other nations in Asia. I could be wrong, but yeah, it's whatever. Mongolia gets partitioned. China barely gets anything. They got the they got a bit at least. They annex all this. And now Russia is looking very big. Just very big. Wait, Russia and China send their ultimate to Mongolia. Have their alliance expanding again. Serbia joins the alliance. And now, this is going to be the main event of the video. We see the West actually doing something about this. So we have the Baltic states, Finland, Romania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Kosovo, Albania, and Poland, and all go to declare war on the Russian pact. Now, what does Russia do about this? Well, they know. Well, all these countries combined in these in the blue team are pretty strong, but that's not going to stop Russia. So let's take a look at this. Firstly, we see Finland pushing towards this lake and tries to cut off this bit from Russia. But then Poland and the Baltics try to invade Kaliningrad, but that goes terribly wrong as Russia sends its troops to split them in half, and they start their offensive in all of the three Baltic nations. In the Middle East, we see Turkey going on the offense. We see Turkey going on the offense over here, but these areas are mountainous, but that doesn't matter. And we even see them completely taking Syria's coast. Over in the Balkans, we see all these nations try to push into Serbia, but then Russia sends its troops into northern Romania, which forces Romania to pull out its troops, but then it realized it did a mistake, and now both nations steamroll them, they capture the coast. Bucharest is also captured, and what's left of Romania falls to their hands. Now they have connection over into these areas, and they can send troops to help Serbia. Over in Poland, they try to push into Russian territory, but then they get stalemated. Over in Turkey, we see the Turks still able to overwhelm these nations. Armenia capitulates, Syria capitulates, and now it doesn't look too good for the Russia and their allies. Even worse, we have Finland capitulating more Russian lands, and then we have them trying to aim for St. Petersburg, but then, yeah, they can't push anymore. Soon we have troops help Serbia push the blue team back and even go on the offensive, already capitulating Kosovo and invading Albania. And the uprising in Bosnia with the Serbian group overwhelms Bosnia and then collapses. And now they start the push in Croatia. They continue and they capitulate Albania, and what's left in the Balkans is now officially the red team. Since they're complete here, they can now focus their eyes on the other important. We have them sending their troops into Iraq and also trying to save Syria, and as well as liberating Armenia, all of Iran, and as well as starting to go on the offensive. With troops being arranged, that also means they liberate their lands they lost to Poland, and they also are able to capitulate all the Baltic nations, and and they all surrender. We also have another thing. We have Montenegro somehow joining the war, helping out Russia's alliance, and probably joining their alliance after the war. We have troops being sent to connect to liberate more of Lebanon and Syria, and they get access to the Mediterranean, so now they can do the supply route, and that's what they do. Since they can now reach, more lands are being liberated, and we have a all front push into Turkey. The winter comes, and the Russians are finally pushing back the Finnish. That was a joke, by the way. They're probably already Finland's probably built like that as well. And now we have Russia going on the offensive. More nations are starting to help. We've seen North Korea finally hop onto the alliance. They should have earlier ago. Back in the Turkey, we see Red Team on their way to Ankara, and they split it up in half. And then soon after that, we see the surrender of Turkey. And now the last bits of the war command. Troops quickly overwhelm Poland, and Poland gets clapped so hard here that they fully capitulated. And now we have them pushing into Finland. They capture Helsinki, split in half. They take over the northern bit, and then the last ditch of the populated areas siege, and Finland is over, as well as the war. So let's take a look at this peace treaty. First thing in this peace treaty is Romania losing a bit of land, and as well as Serbia annexing Srpska and the Croatian Panhandle, also gaining Kosovo. Montenegro becomes a full member. The remainder of Croatia and Bosnia unite into into a single country. All of Albania's government changed, as well as all the other countries I mentioned. They are pro-Soviet. No, not Soviet, Russian. Up in the high European parts, we see the same things happening. They annex a bit of land, as well as we also have Turkey forced to cede some land. Syria, Iraq, Iran, Armenia, Russia getting a chunk. And a new government. Having a Russian-sponsored government. We also have North Korea finally becomes a member, and that's it for Russia's empire. They've spanned across the European Asian area and basically have formed the new Soviet Union. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. Or if you want any news, if you want to do any, want me to do any of your ideas, then go to the comments, because that's it for this video. Goodbye.